Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shangri-La Frontier, episode 7, in which... It's a very good question, actually. That's a very good question, in which Sanaraku will probably escape the PvP pursuers thanks to the help of Rei. That's where it's headed, I think, but we'll see, of course. Right, what happened in the previous episode, in episode 6? Episode 6 was pretty much just one big PvP battle between Sanaraku and Towa Amane, better known as Pencil Gun, something Pencil Gun, something Pencil Gun, formerly known as the Pencil Knight, but no more, because it's a new game, so a new name. She got... or... Did she get... She did. She did get orders to grab Sanaraku, to extract the information from him, together with other members of her clan. Was it the quest they got? They are after Sanaraku, one way or another. That's what matters here, of course. Another person who got involved into that was Animalia, who's been on the lookout for the talking Vorpal bunnies. She's very much interested in that. So that's how she decided to get involved with Sanaraku and help him. And another person in the end who also got involved was, of course, Rei Saiga, the Heavy Knight from the Order of the Lycagon, or whatever their clan, their guild is named, came in to save Sanaraku from certain death, let's be honest here. In more detail, we got to see another game that Sanaraku used to play, another MMO that he played together with what's-his-face, with his friend from the fighting game, and the one who I believe did join Shangri-La Frontier eventually at Sanaraku's recommendation, and they went to defeat the Pencil Knight, and they did, and that's how they know each other, and that's why they have that little bit of a competitive spirit between them. Towa, the Pencil Gun, and Rakuro, Sanaraku. Animalia got involved, helping Sanaraku. Sanaraku, I don't know if it was by accident or did he anticipate it? Was it all according to Keikaku? Perhaps it does. He essentially used Animalia's love for animals to get him some help, to get Towa off his back, so that he can bolt to the city, and once beyond the city walls he's safe. Animalia can use multiple statuses. Magic, she can cast plenty of curses. Unfortunately, Pencil Gun had some sort of a wicker doll or something that could bounce those curses back at the caster. And Sanaraku didn't go far either, because he was cornered by guildmates of Pencil Gun. Because why would she be here alone, right? Of course it makes sense. And in the... all the while, of course, what's her face? Oh, is she no longer listed? No, she is. There she is. Emul. All in the meantime, Emul was fighting to keep her human form. And in the end, the big thing that happened was Rei arriving. She got information from her sister that, hey, Sanaraku, he knows something about Lycagon, he's here and here, go there, bring him in. And that's perfectly aligned with Rei's plans, with Rei's desires, one could even say. So they finally meet. I really thought it's gonna take more time, but it didn't, and that's actually good. I don't mind it at all. And in the end, Animalia revealed that she has a trump card, some 10-fingered, 7-fingered, something like that. A multi-fingered hand wand staff thing that she can use to fight against the pencil gun. And that's where we are right now. What's gonna happen? Honestly, anybody's guess. Is Sanaraku gonna get involved with Rei? Will Rei even be able to speak anything, to say anything? Are they gonna form a party? Is Sanaraku gonna escape? Is he gonna escape back into Rabituza? Any number of things can happen. We are currently at the crossroads of time, and it can just branch out wherever. So, again, very hard for me to make any predictions. That was chocolate? I don't know. Yeah, very hard for me to make any predictions. Let's just watch it, right? So how about we start watching it? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm also gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can start watching Shangri-La Frontier episode 7 in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, the intro is back. The last episode, I believe, started straight up with the opening. I might be mistaken though, of course. Maybe it didn't. Coffee with cardamom pods and cinnamon. I really like cinnamon in my coffee, but it really just doesn't want to... I mean, I know it doesn't dissolve, right? It's essentially sawdust. That's what cinnamon is. But I don't like how it clumps up. And I can never manage to deal with that. I tried blenders, mixers, fucking everything. It always clumps up. It's such a pity that there is no subtitles for the opening. I can figure out some English words, kinda, sorta, but the overall meaning is essentially lost. I wonder if the twin-tailed blonde girl is Sanaraku's friend from all those other games they played together. I forgot his name. Yeah, I don't think he's listed anywhere. I don't know, whatever. The list of characters really isn't all that helpful, considering everybody has two names, the in-game name and the real-world name, and some of them have in-game names in other games. Who's laughing in my left headphone? Find yourself friends like that. They've no fucking clue what are you talking about your hobbies, but they're happy for you. What's that? Shangri-La Frontier guide? Oh no, looking for more trash games. So I'm assuming this is a flashback? Okay, she's training judo. Yep, that's how it all started. PC4. Damn. And I'm still using PC1, eh? And that's how she met Mana. Yep. No stalking in my store. Okay, yeah, we are getting her backstory. Piecemeal, which is cool. But we are. Rook Smasher. Okay, I initially read it as Rock Smasher. I guess either works. Okay, distrustful, of course. So they just met. Rei is not gonna be able to say anything, and Sanaraku is just gonna bail. Is that what it's gonna be? And she's gonna be chasing after him endlessly. Oh. Okay. Well, that's useful. Yeah, you can't reflect that. Okay. That's a cool spell. After all, when you're at 1 HP, what's it matter to you? Especially since you're poisoned and weakened and cursed and stuff like that. Oh? Sanraku-sama touched me? Sorry, Sanraku-san. She's not that into him to call him Sama. I don't think. Amazing angles, as always. Okay. A little bit of progress for Rei. Yes. Of course. Yep. As I said, one step closer. Yeah, I would have been able to talk to him back. Exactly. Yep, that's more apt. Okay, save in Rabituza. What's the potion? Oh, mana potion? Yeah, probably mana potion. And, right, one last thing that happened is Sanraku unlocked, in the previous episode, Sanraku unlocked his taste buds a little bit more, I guess. Of course. Emul really likes mana potions, doesn't she? Right, cazzo. Okay, meeting IRL. Okay, so Katsu's in the game as well. And here I thought he's gonna be playing this Twin-Tail Blonde. I mean, the armor and the voice are pretty androgynous, so could be either. Okay, progressing the Rapidusa quest. Finally. Kill rats in the basement. PvP? Or some beasts let loose? I mean, not PvP in the sense of with other players, but rather with like named NPCs rather than monsters, mobs, what have you. Okay, so it is 10 monsters. I mean, that seems fine. His Vorpal daggers are plenty strong. Strong enough for the snake thing. What's it gonna be? You're gonna have to fight yourself? Oh no. Toggos. Okay, so an entire group. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. That's an astute observation, Sanraku. Okay, did he lose? I know. Talking to is putting it a little bit too much, but sure. You achieved more than you ever did so far in your life with him, so hey, progress. Of course, imagination running rampant. And he disappeared somewhere. What's up with that, right? Fighting for his goddamn life is what? Okay, second attempt. 7th. Okay. Right, once you counter attack from one side, another attacks you from the back. Okay, yeah. That could be tough. The subtle hints. Oh, the leader. Yeah, defeat the pack leader. Chances are the rest is gonna fall into disarray. Yep. Okay, so was one hit enough? Oh, no, okay, the leader got distracted because he's running for his life. Yeah, okay. Can't exactly command the rest of the pack. Gotcha. Yeah, no coordination, you can just deal with them as you will. Good thing he has seemingly unlimited tries, though. But even stronger. An ogre or something. Oh, Hydra. Okay, gotcha. I mean, at least movement is restricted to a single entity. Okay, at least it was a single enemy. Okay, hey, first try. Do you even have any ranged attacks, Sanaraku? Okay, that took a bit of time. Easy. Easy. Okay, so we gotta find the opportunity and then attack. uh, okay, I get the point. The toughest one, probably. I mean, the collar limits your levels. It doesn't limit your ability point gains, though, so hey, you probably got a ton of those. No. He's in the zone. Give him the last one. He's probably doing an all-nighter, isn't he? Is Visage the last opponent? Vash, rather. I mean, yeah, probably. Okay, so not visage. What is that? A dragon would be a classic. This is not a dragon. Okay, it's a weird thing. So an ant, a tree ant. Survive for X amount of time. Yep, classic. Aberrant Wood Mage. Another unique scenario. Or, no, okay, it's the same still. Unique scenario. I thought that maybe fighting this mage is another unique scenario within this unique scenario, because maybe Sanara could beat the rest of the enemies in one go without logging off. Something like that, but no. I misunderstood the message, I guess. Music's kicking in. Okay, so even this monster is unique to this scenario. Okay, level 120. Alright. That's a little bit higher than Sanaraku, isn't it? Is it because nobody got to level 120 to be able to beat it? Or is the monster unique to Rabituza, I wonder? Another good episode. Why is my shirt so dirty? What's wrong with that? It wasn't this dirty when I wore it this morning. Okay, I think it's clean now. Whatever. Guess I'm gonna change after I'm done recording. It's probably cinnamon, isn't it? I just fucking spilled cinnamon all over myself, didn't I? Ah. Okay, so C2C is short for challenge to challenge. That's cool. Okay, so we are getting a little bit of those enemies that we just glossed over. Right, how did he manage without ranged attacks? Not well. One hit kill, really? Emul best girl. Oh, Rakuro through the eyes of Rei. Sure. absolutely through Rei's eyes. Just as I suspected. Yep. Okay. Another good episode. What more can I say about it, really? Plenty, probably. Let's be honest. So, how about we do just that and watch this episode again? Shall we? Yes, we shall. Intro OP. Right, flashbacks. I didn't know she trained something. It's fairly often the case, isn't it? The female love interest, it turns out later in over the course of the series, turns out she's either training kendo or judo or some other martial arts, or the Japanese bow shooting that whose name I forgot. Not the Iaido. Is it the Iaido? I don't think it's the Iaido. I know, it's just something I see fairly often. Not a bad thing by no stretch of the imagination, just, worth noting. Yeah, no being a creep in my store. This is good. The fact that we don't take this entire episode for a flashback. I was actually getting scared a little bit that this episode might, for example, be from Rei's perspective, right? Her day-to-day life, her stalking Rakuro, maybe playing Shangri-La without him, maybe, her entire past, etc., etc., etc. I really was scared that's going to be the case, but no. It was just a few minutes of it. Literally a couple of minutes of it. Good. That's how we do flashbacks. And later on, perhaps we're gonna get another flashback that lasts 2 minutes or 5 minutes even. That goes a little bit more into how she's doing things, how she's handling it, her life, etc. I'm gonna be honest with you, I get kind of burned by Helk, which has 5 episodes of a constant, never-ending flashback by now? Something thereabouts. And god damn it. I'm getting burned out on flashbacks, so I'm glad this is not the case here. Yeah, that's a bit of a recap. Final hand requires the skill spell mastery and single-digit HP, so essentially a last hurrah, last huzzah, whatever you want to call it. You sacrifice your one last HP, but you take the opponent with you. Easy. Sanraku running away just as he planned. I'm kind of glad, honestly. I was wondering how their interaction is gonna go, Sanraku's with Rei. Is it gonna be Rei suddenly blushing and running away from Sanraku before even adding him to her friends list or something like that? I prefer the way it was done here, that Sanraku just run, because he's being cautious, because he knows that there are people after his information, not gonna say after his head, and he already has the plan of escaping to Rabituza. And she just is a nice help in escaping to Rabituza, so he goes forward with the plan, doesn't change it. Yes, such a shoujo moment, isn't it? Right? A guy jumping on your head and saying sorry. If you're into Super Mario roleplay, maybe, I don't know. PKing you will have me shooting up the Ashura Kai ranks. You would have to do that first, though. And we know that the Battle Master, or whatever Saiger Zero is nicknamed, not an easy target. Not an easy target. Back to Rabituza. Emul is the cutest thing in this show. I usually really don't like mascot characters. I really don't, because mascot characters usually are just annoying. They serve no purpose besides being annoying and sometimes being a butt of a joke, or sometimes taking a joke at someone else's expense. And that's essentially the only purpose of a mascot character, besides selling some merch, of course. I'm glad that Emul is so much more. Emul is an active participant in the story. She's an active part of what's going on here. She's not a comic relief. She's not just a merchandise sale, right? She's a fully fledged character with her own character, her own personality, her own quirks, right? The way she always calls Visage father, no, I mean boss, right? It kind of builds that nice whole. She's a fully fledged character, not just a mascot. Good shit. And she's cute as fuck. That certainly helps. Clutching this potion bottle in her hands. She really likes the mana potion, doesn't she? Objective accomplished. A nice job escaping those scraps. FYI, my death was my own fault, so I don't consider this losing to you. Can't believe the attack master came to bail you out, friend of yours. Anyway, I really do want to talk to you, so call Katsukun for a meeting in Unite Rounds. We'll talk scheduling later. Okay, so they're not meeting in local McDonald's, they're meeting in another game. Right. Unite Rounds, is that a game we've seen? We've seen 2 games besides Shangri-La. There was the fighting game that Sanaraku played with Katsuo with glitchy attacks, and then there was the post-apocalyptic game where he and Katsuo went against Pencil Knight. Oh, now she's Pencil Knight, then she was Pencil Gun. Okay, I got that switched. Yeah, okay, cool. Sore loser, of course. The fact that she won't talk inside Shangri-La, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Right? She is a PKer, so she can't exactly enter a city and talk with you in an inn or something. She can't exactly meet with you outside of the city because you're gonna be cautious, you're gonna be wary because there are no guards, so she might very well be after your head, right? So meeting in a different game makes perfect sense. Everybody is going to be comfortable with that. Nobody risks anything, especially in Shangri-La, since it seems like Shangri-La is right now their main game. So meeting up with your friends in, I don't know, Minecraft server or something, that has no bearing on the main game you're playing. Makes perfect sense. And it's better to meet face to face than exchanging emails like that. From Modor Katsuo. Is he even listed on the list of characters? Not anywhere near the top, so he's kind of forgotten. Okay, I mean, if he's listed lower than the river snake, so cool. Just got a total evil mastermind invite from that pencil. What'd you do, man? Can't say I'm not intrigued, so I figure we might as well hear her out. You're not gonna back out? Right, of course not. Can say I'm not intrigued, so I figure we might as well hear her out. Yeah. For a moment, I had a thought that maybe Pencil Knight is going to create another character, that twin-tailed blonde girl, because right now she's a PKer, she can't enter any cities, etc., etc. But if she makes another character or switches accounts or whatever, she can go the PvE route with Sunaraku in her team. Because Sanaraku joining the PvP, unlikely, so she'd rather just go for a PvE adventure. But we know in the opening that both Pencil Knight and the twin-tailed girl, who I see is named Kei Uomi, they're both seen. Unless it's just an, artistic liberty, then I don't think they are the same person. I really suspected the Twin Tail to be, what's his face? Katso. But this is a very different design. So I don't think so. Unless he just changes his design, which, I mean, just gotta buy some new armor or, right? It's not like it's particularly difficult to change your looks in an MMO. Let's get to this unique scenario for real. Yeah, we're getting back to the main quest. I'm gonna say main quest for now because it has to do with the Lycagon, and Lycagon is part of the main quest, so main quest, let's just say. Arena, Vorpal Coliseum. You're facing against multiple enemies with only Vorpal weapons. And of course, we cannot forget that Sanraku is under-leveled. He went into this unique scenario way under-leveled. And he still manages. Like, it takes him over 100 tries to kill an enemy, but he manages. Packhound. Oh, he spawns in groups of 5 or more. Average level 65, so over double of Sanraku's. Yeah, oh, I talked to Hizutome-kun. The shoujo filter is real. Though more like, I know, morning cartoon filter, but the sparkle in the eyes very much shoujo filter-ish. Next time I see him, you will probably run away, let's be honest here. Or something else gonna happen that is going to divide you. Chances for you asking him to add you to your friends is close to none, if we're being realistic here. You're more likely to run away than ask him to add you. 7th try. Yeah, that's enough to figure out the patterns. It's cool that he actually gets unlimited tries, because that means he can actually learn the patterns, and eventually he can succeed. Perseverance, if nothing else. And also, there is no penalties for dying in the arena, so I would say that it would be beneficial to spend as much time here as possible, because you can fight over-leveled enemies, which give you more XP. Oh, is that why the collar? Because if not for the collar limiting your XP gains, you would just be able to stay here and farm endlessly without any penalties for dying, right? You'd be able to grind XP really fast. If not for... Okay, yeah? Okay, good design. That's just good game design, sure. Good game design. It's just good game design. Next one's another group? Well, kinda sorta. A very cool idea for an enemy. It's not the bear that's an enemy, it's the parasitic tentacle. It just attaches itself to a monster and becomes the true monster. Also, love Sanraku faces. What's the level? Okay, we don't know the level of it. Probably also 65-ish. Maybe 70 if we're like raising it a little bit. I'm a little bit disappointed that we don't get to see the other fights, that we just get to see flashcards. I wonder how it was in the source material. Was each and every one of those fights actually shown? Was it like a tournament arc, essentially? Or were they also skipping through them? Like, sure, I'm not... I wouldn't want them to show every single one of those 4 fights with the tentacles, or every single one of the 100-something fights with the bird, right? But at least one fight with each, right? First half of the fight, Sanraku loses, then second half of the fight, where Sanraku wins, right? First half of the first fight, and second half of the last fight where he wins. Something thereabouts. Again, I wonder how it was in the source material. Goblin Berserker. It really seems like there's not much progression here. Some enemies are harder, some are weaker. It's not, a scale of enemies going stronger and stronger. This boar sucks. Yeah, 20 seconds charge is a lot. Ideally, you would probably have to avoid it for 20 seconds as it bounces around the arena like a pinball, but Sanraku just rodeos it because he has experience with virtual rodeos. Yeah, Eagle, 100. How many tries? 112 tries. Makes sense. Sanraku has 0 ranged ability. I guess maybe each opponent tests some aspect of the Vorpal soul, right? Like, for example, dealing with ranged enemies while you yourself have no range capabilities. Because Vorpal is all about jump in, slash, 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 jump out. You don't use bows or spells or stuff like that. Maybe. I know. Larva is whatever. Execupanther also kind of whatever. Easy to read. Just a regular strong enemy. Sanraku is really into theory crafting, isn't he? Just reading the pattern, just like that. Chain gaps between attacks, difference between my height and the golem's height, and goddamn. Finally, victory. Victorious cry of a bird. Ferocious. Beta unit golem S2, we don't know its level either. Sanraku jumped by 2 levels, so we know that when he started he was 29. How does it work with the ability points though, I wonder? Because we know that he gets more ability points but less XP for levels. So is it that usually once you get a level you get 3 ability points to distribute, but with the collar, once you get a level you get 9 ability points to distribute, or something like that? Because if so, then he really shouldn't be so pressed for the levels, because it's mostly the ability points, I would say, that can make or break the character. You level up to gain ability points. Leveling up in itself isn't really that precious, unless it works differently in Shangri-La, where with each level maybe you get plus 10 to each stat, just, a blanket buff. I don't know. Now sure, levels still are useful because some weapons are probably locked behind levels, but... Oh, this is an interesting detail. You can see the depression in his feathers that was left by the ring in the collar. Oh, that's such a neat detail. Such a neat detail. All this optimization is going great for me. I mean, yeah, kinda. I fully expected the last monster to be Visage, smoking his fries, but now he just brought... Or, alternatively, once those, I don't know, bunny girls appeared, I thought that they might be Sanraku's enemy. Maybe they're stronger than they look, That would be a nice trope to use here, but no. No, Visage just brought a monster he captured himself. An aberrant tree mage. Yeah, you can't beat him, but you need to survive 5 minutes. Practical training, opponent 10, aberrant wood mage, level 100 or 100 something, can't recall. 120, I think. Yeah, 120. 5 minutes, not gonna be easy. Amazing animation, as always. That's a staple of this series, isn't it? Great animation, great art. Out of the over 30 million Shangri-La players, Sanraku is the first one to find this monster. Yeah, 120. I wonder what's the deal. Why has nobody else encountered this monster? One explanation would be, of course, that it is native to Rabitu-zan. It doesn't exist in the other world, overworld. Another explanation would be that the level cap isn't 99. That the level cap is maybe 120, and after getting level 100 you get access to some zone where those 3 mages are endemic to, and nobody simply got level 100 yet, at least none of the people we've seen so far. Perhaps there's, a curve to the XP and you really need a metric fuck ton of XP to get from level 99 to level 100. Some gachas work that way, where XP needed to level up your character is exponential. So not even gachas, I think... Yeah, mods in Warframe are like that. Getting your mod upgraded from level 9 to level 10 takes the same amount of endo it took to level it up from level 0 to level 9. It scales like that. So I wonder if that's the case. Maybe. I know. And I wonder if it's going to become relevant somehow. Sanraku getting some good loot from it. Maybe he manages to defeat it somehow by some miracle and gets some loot. Probably not. I really can't see Sanraku winning this fight. Unless he has some, main character sudden friendship power-up moment, which I really doubt is gonna happen. Interesting. Curious. Curious why it's relevant that he's the first one to fight it. Is it just flavor, or is it actually Chekhov's gun just waiting to fire? Yeah, there's this girl. I really thought that's gonna be Katsuo. I don't know, we'll see. We haven't seen her yet, have we? It's not Animalia. Mana? From the game shop? I don't know. Not even gonna guess. When she appears, we're gonna know. That's my assumption, so whatever. Shangri-La Theater. See, that we get to see some of that fight tells me that maybe it was actually shown, at least in part, in the source material and just was skipped over in the anime. Otherwise, we would get an arc of 3 episodes of Sanraku just fighting monsters. Or maybe it's anime original, who's to say. And yeah, of course, killing a ranged enemy without range attacks, it's not easy. Emul Best Girl. And immediately known that it is Ray Vision. Seek out trials while you're young. If you struggle while you're young, the experience will be useful later, so you should aggressively pursue trials. From Kojien 7th edition. Cool. Oh, she's gonna be so disappointed once she builds this, over-idealized image of him in her head and then just meets him and he's just a normal guy. I mean, normal might be overselling it a little, but you know what I mean, right? He's not a perfect shoujo trope or anything. This daydream is fiction, yeah. That's it. That's the episode. That's the episode. And, I mean, as always, it's a good episode. What more can I add? What more can I add? I really like how we are back to the main quest. I'm not gonna say that I was afraid that we're gonna get stuck in the arc of Sanraku running away from people who want to learn about the special event and Lycagon and talking Vorpal bunnies and stuff, because I wasn't. But once we actually got to Rabituza, I realized that I like that we are back on track, back to the main thread. This tells me that the show can be unfocused. No, that's not the right way to put it. It can diverge into some side quests and side stories whenever that's appropriate and whenever it's actually necessary and possible, but it also knows when to rein it in and back to the main plot, back to the main story. Very often, I see it in shows, more so in the more episodic ones. But I do still very often see it where episode 1, maybe episode 2 is the main storyline. Then it's just one big non sequitur of different side quests and meeting different people, doing all sorts of different stuff on different continents and shit. And then the last 2 or 3 episodes of the series are converging back to the main plot line. I like that Shangri-La Frontier seems a little bit, better about it. It knows when to diverge, but it knows when to go back to the main story. And it remembers that it has a main story. Small thing, but not every series knows that. Not every series remembers that there is a main story. So, worth a praise. Worth praising. I really like all of the characters. I really like Emul. Initially, when Emul first appeared, I really was afraid that she's just gonna be a mascot. And when I saw her in the opening, how she always follows Sanraku, I was like, oh, god damn it, we're getting a mascot character, really? Why? Why would you punish me so? But no, Emul is a fully-fledged character, so another thing unseen in many series, so Shangri-La's good. Some good shit. Yeah, I enjoyed myself thoroughly, really. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything more I need to touch upon. I talked all about it during the discussion segment. So I think I can just safely end this video here. But you guys now, you tell me, how did you like this episode? All about it in the comments down below. How did you like this episode? How did you like my reaction, my theories, if I had any, down below? No spoilers for the from the source material, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord, also linked in the description below. That's where you can do that. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future videos of not only Shangri-La but also Shy, Ancient Magus Bride, Shield Hero, Psyhead on a Paladin, Magia Record, plenty of others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified when I go live, because I stream sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a roll on the Discord and paste in the credits. You can also support me on YouTube directly via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without the Netic, Survivor, Zayrainer, Aquamaster, David, Dr. Ward, Marsh, UKL, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to fight 10 monsters consecutively.